Hey guys, it's Derek here with Equinox Project Studio. Hope your week's going really well. Mine's going good. It's been good on the music front at least. So today I just wanted to do a quick little fun video on guitar reamping and kind of just make it a 101 type course, but it should also be helpful for some of you that have heard of reamping and are maybe looking to incorporate it into your workflows. I'm going to show you the equipment you need, but first let's just kind of go over what reamping is for those of you that may not know about it. Reamping is a really powerful tool for engineers because it allows us as engineers to go and play with the guitar tone and not necessarily worry about committing the tone to the hard drive when we first start recording. We just record a direct input signal, just a dry guitar signal, and you can keep that on hand, and then later in the session, if you're not happy with the guitar tone you printed or with whatever plugins you're working with, then we can take that DI signal, we can send it out from our DAW, and we can send it back into our amplifier so we can play with some new tones and find something that maybe sounds better in the mix. So essentially, it just allows for more flexibility at the mix stage, and it really allows you to find a tone that you love and to play with mic positions, different polar patterns, different amplifiers, whatever. You know, it's just a really flexible, very powerful way to get good guitar tones. So let's go ahead and just look at the equipment you guys need first, and then we'll get into the process and I'll show you guys how to actually do it, okay? Cool. So obviously enough, you guys will need your computer, your DAW software of choice. We're using Pro Tools here. I think you'll need probably a couple of cables. It may vary depending on your I/O situation. I like to have balanced cables if the runs are longer than 20 feet or so, just to prevent adding ground hum or signal degradation. Then you'll need your reamp box. I use the Radial Pro RMP, which is built like a tank. It's affordable and it does its job really well. And then you'll obviously need a microphone to record the performance from your amplifier. We'll just have an SM57 on there today for this example. Obviously your guitar amplifier will be needed as well. So if we take a look on the back of my interface here, you can see we've got outputs 7 and 8 are available. So we'll go ahead and send line output number 7 out from my interface into the reamp box. So that's where we're going to send our DI signal out for reamping, is output number 7. So we'll go ahead and plug into there now. And from output number 7, the other end of that cable will then go into the input of our reamp box here. And then the output of the reamp box, I'm just going to attach an unbalanced 1/4 inch guitar instrument cable, and then that's going to go right into the front of the amplifier, just like if you were plugging a guitar directly into the amplifier itself, okay? Okay guys, so let's just go through a scenario here right now. So pretend I'm the client, I'm you, I'm your band, your guitar player, whoever. We're just going to record a DI track just using a plugin in Pro Tools. And then I'll show you how we send that back out to reamp and then back into Pro Tools. So here's the first step of the process. That's tracking the DI guitars. This guitar is going direct into the preamp over here, just into the instrument input. So let's go ahead and record a take, and then we'll send it out for reamping. Okay, so we've recorded the DI guitar. You can see I've got the dry signal right here in Pro Tools, straight in from the guitar into the preamp, into the DAW. So now we're going to send it out to reamp, but first I'll show you guys what you need to do in Pro Tools to get it from A to B. So let's take a look there at what you need to do. Okay guys, so here we are in Pro Tools. You can see that we have the dry guitar track which we recorded to. We had Amplitude for reference. It's all bypassed now. And then we've got a reamp guitar track, which is where we'll print to. So we're essentially just going to create a loop from Pro Tools to the amps and back into Pro Tools again. And if you remember, we plugged our reamp box into the output number 7 on the back of my converter box. And so we're sending our signal out of output number 7 to the reamp box, then to the guitar amp. Then the guitar amp is going to play into the SM57, which is in turn plugged into analog input number 2 on the interface, which is what our reamp channel is set to record to, is input number 2, which is that microphone. So we're going to go ahead and send this out, output number 7, which is where we have the reamp box plugged into. Okay, so that's physical output number 7, and we're going to want to set that to pre-fader. And we can still adjust the gain here to kind of get it hotter or less hot, just depending on your taste and how you want it to sound. I kind of find this is more of a natural area here in that negative 20 dB range, so that's we'll leave it. That's fine for reference. So now, if I arm this reamp guitar track for a chord, you will hear some amp noise and amp hum. Okay, we've completed the loop. Let's go ahead and reamp this bad boy. Here we go. All right, and now if we play that back, you will hear just the reamp 6505. All right, guys, so really, that's all there is to it. That's reamping for you right there. It's a really cheap and powerful way to record guitars because it allows you to be so much more creative, and you can just have your client focus on the performance at the time of recording, and then you can dink around and do your thing as an engineer and get the sounds after you've already got a good performance committed to the disc there. Again, yeah, it's pretty cheap. That radial box would probably be the only piece of equipment most of you guys would need if you don't already have one, and they run about $100. Built like a tank, it'll last you a lifetime. It'll do everything you need. It even has a cool little ground hum switch so you can take off any of the AC hum you pick up if you're running longer cables across the room. So I hope I explained it well and in depth for you guys. I tried to kind of go through literally every step of the process so it was as cut and dry and black and white as possible. But I appreciate you guys watching, and it would mean a lot if you would subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. I hope to have tons more informative stuff like this. There's a lot of it already on the internet and on YouTube, but I'd like to contribute to that myself and put some cool videos out there. We've got some good mixing tutorials coming up, hopefully focusing on some drums soon. So anyway, thanks again for watching, guys. Be sure to stop by the website, www.equinox-ps.com. Again, this is Derek signing off. Have a great week, dudes. See you later.